Another Death Row production. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Tyson, the next heavyweight champion of the world.
Alrighty guys, what's going on? Welcome on back. It's the Empire. I'm your host Risky. It is Thursday, August 20th. Looking back at yesterday, we do hit on our ladder play. Our solo bet came through for us. We go 2 for 3 on our parlay. Needed the Rays on the run line. They were up 6-0 at one point. Let the Blue Jays come back and tie the game. They ended up winning the game by a run. Super frustrating day, man. But look, you guys already know the rules. It's on to the next one. We got a smaller slate of baseball here on tap today. Games get started nice and early. Guys, Outlier Sportsbook. The link is down in the description. Sign up with them. The first week is free. Also, at the end of the video, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. With all of that being said, let's jump into it. First game up, we got the Cardinals in Cincinnati taking on the Reds. We got Michael McGreevy on the mount for the Cards. We got Brady Singer on the mount for the Reds. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Michael McGreevy on the mount for the Cardinals. He's been really good this season for St. Louis, but he's been struggling of late. In his last 5 starts, he has an ERA sitting at 5.70, whip sitting at 140, hard hit rates going up. He is a sinker ball pitcher, a low velocity sinker baller at that. None of his pitches top out over 94 miles per hour. That's usually where it's capping out at. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Cincinnati Reds offense. Fortunately for McGreevy, this is a bottom 5 offense in the last 2 weeks. Bottom 5 offense versus right-handed pitching as well. In the last week, we've seen pitchers like Ryan Gusto, Leahy, Castillo with the White Sox, Sean Burke with the White Sox, all shut out this Cincinnati Reds offense. Looking at the pitch mix breakdown versus this lineup here today, for one, there's only going to be 3 left-handed bats in the lineup, something that's really going to be in McGreevy's favor. Not to mention, like I said, he's a sinker ball pitcher, has a good changeup as well. I could see McGreevy coming out here today, having a really good start, going about 6 innings, giving up a run before we get to the Cardinals bullpen. Terrible bullpen overall. They've been coming out in this series, giving up a bunch of runs. I don't expect that to change here today. I see the arms available coming out the pen, giving up another 2, possibly 3 runs. On the other side, we got Brady Singer on the mount. Before the All-Star break, this guy had like a 7-8 game stretch where he was looking really sharp, going 6 innings, not giving up more than 2 runs. But in his last 5 starts, he started to get really hit up as well. In his last 5 outings, he has an ERA sitting at 5.40, whip sitting at 150. The control has not been there, giving up a bunch of hits. Another sinker ball pitcher here on the mount that's Brady Singer I'm talking about. Another sinker ball pitcher. Low velocity, hard hit rate sitting at 42%. He's going to be seeing a Cardinals lineup. This is still a very capable offense. We've seen them put up runs, more than 3 runs all series up to this point. They were able to get to this Cincinnati Reds bullpen yesterday, but in this game here today for Brady Singer, looking at the pitch mix breakdown versus this lineup, there's going to be a few left-handed bats. He has been struggling with lefties. Not to mention, a bunch of these Cardinals really match up well against Singer. I see Brady getting hit up in this game, going about 5, possibly 6 innings where he gives up 3, maybe 4 runs before we get to the Reds bullpen. They've been playing decent of late, but they've been struggling this series. Not to mention their tacks coming into this game here today. I see the arms coming out the Reds bullpen, giving up another 3 runs, if not more. Looking at the weather in this game, they got it projected as the best offensive game on the schedule here today. We have about 4 to 5 mile per hour winds blown from the diamonds to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The odds makers have this game close to a pick'em spot. It's a 30 cents difference favoring the Cardinals, and that's where I lean as well here today. I like the Cardinals on the money line. The game total set at 9. I do like the over 9 total runs in this game. For the player prop, I'm taking Jordan Walker of the Cardinals for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Blue Jays in Tampa Bay taking on the Rays. We got Shane Bieber on the mount for the Jays. We got Ian Seymour on the mount for the Rays. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Shane Bieber on the mount for the Blue Jays. This guy continues to be an extremely mediocre pitcher. Goes out there, pitches 5 to 6 innings every start, gives up 2 to 3 runs every start. The big thing I'm paying attention to here today for Bieber, he does have decent strikeout stuff, but this Tampa Bay Rays lineup does not strike out. The big knock on Bieber this season has been the walk rate. He walks a bunch of batters in his start, struggles to find the strike zone in some at-bats. Here today, looking at the matchup form, I wouldn't necessarily say Bieber's struggling with either side of the plate, like righties or lefties, but I wouldn't say he's having success with either side either. Both have been able to get to him. It's really coming down to the pitch mix here today. Looking at the pitch mix breakdown for Bieber against this Rays lineup, there's a bunch of guys that match up really well against him. Not to mention he will see 6 lefties. Lefties have been giving him a bit more problems than the right-handed bats. My overall breakdown for Bieber, like I said, with the control being a big issue, I can see him pitching about 4 to 5 innings, giving up 3 to 4 runs before we get to this Blue Jays bullpen. They continue to play decently, but very taxed coming into it. I see the arms coming out the pen, giving up another 2 runs. On the other side, we got Ian Seymour on the mound. He continues to be a decent pitcher overall for Tampa Bay. Since the All-Star break, he has an ERA sitting at 3.10, whip sitting at 1.15. Really good strikeout stuff. The strikeout, he's averaging 8.7 walks per 9 innings. Today, he's going to be seeing a Blue Jays lineup bottom 5 offense versus left-handed pitching. Not to mention, Seymour has good numbers against this Blue Jays lineup from his prior matchups earlier this season. My overall breakdown here today for Seymour, I see him having a quality start, going 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. Before we get to this terrible Tampa Bay Rays bullpen, they've been coming in, giving up a bunch of runs for the last 2 weeks. I see the arms coming out this taxed Tampa Bay Rays bullpen here today, giving up another 2, possibly 3 when they come into it. This game is down in Tampa Bay in the Dome, so no weather to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Rays are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 7.5. I really like that over 7.5 total runs here today. For the player prop, I'm taking Junior Caminero of the Rays to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Giants in Cleveland taking on the Guardians. We got Landon Rupp on the mound for the Giants. We got Gavin Williams on the mound for the Guardians. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Landon Rupp on the mound for the Giants. He's actually a very decent pitcher. The low hard hit rate, actually doesn't give up a lot of hits overall. Decent strikeout numbers. The big knock on Landon Rupp is the walk rate. He has a crazy high walk rate. He's averaging close to 5 walks per 9 innings. Here today, the first thing I'm paying attention to for Landon Rupp, he's going to be seeing a Guardians lineup stacked with left-handed bats. He's not necessarily struggling with lefties this season. He actually has good splits versus left-handed bats. Low hard hit rate as well versus lefties. I can see Landon Rupp coming out here today having a decent game. He matches up very well against like the whole top half of this order. The big thing is going to be if he can keep the control, if he can limit the walks. I can see him going about 6 innings, giving up a run, possibly 2, but overall, like I said, Landon Rupp matches up very well against this Guardians lineup. The big X factor in this game for me here today is going to be the Giants bullpen. They're a terrible bullpen overall. Tax coming into it's the last game of the series. I see the arms that they're probably going to use here today coming in this game, giving up another 2 runs. On the other side, we got Gavin Williams on the mound. One of the best strikeout pitchers in the majors, but the hard hit rate with Gavin Williams has been the big problem with them for the whole season. On the year, the hard hit rate sitting at 46%. He is a fastball pitcher, so you got to have like really good slugging numbers to get to Gavin Williams. That is not what this Giants team has. Not to mention they're a top 15 team when it comes to striking out. My overall breakdown for Gavin Williams here today, I see him having a really good game. Going about 6, possibly 7 innings where he gives up a run before we get to this mediocre Guardians bullpen. I see the arms coming out the pen here today, not having a problem. I see them coming in this game, shutting down these Giants bats. This game is out in Cleveland, very pitcher-friendly weather, -10 home run index. We got 6 to 7 mile-per-hour winds blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. The Guardians are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 7.5. I like that under 7.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Stephen Kwan of the Guardians for 2 total bases today. Next game up, we got the Braves in Chicago taking on the White Sox. We got Grant Holmes on the mound for the Braves. We got Anthony Kay on the mound for the White Sox. Alright, getting into this game here, the first thing we got to pay attention to, these guys are playing one game. This is a makeup game from a rainout earlier in July. So the Braves just wrapped up a series in Minnesota. They got swept, traveling here to Chicago today. They're going to play the White Sox for one game, then hop back on a plane, play the Brewers tomorrow. The first thing I'm looking at is this Braves lineup. They just got swept by the Twins, played terribly offensively in that series. Here today, they got Grant Holmes on the mound. Grant Holmes has been decent this season, but another starting pitcher with control issues, very high walk rate. Also, he struggles versus left-handed left-handed bats. He's going to be seeing a White Sox lineup with 6 to 7 left-handed bats projected in the lineup here today. Not to mention this White Sox offense at home has been one of the best offensive teams, home offensive teams in the majors this season. My overall pitch mix breakdown and matchup breakdown for Grant Holmes here today. I can see him struggling a bit, pitching about 6 innings, giving up 3 runs before we get to this terrible Braves bullpen. They've been like one of the worst bullpens in the last 2 weeks. I see the arms coming out this Braves bullpen here today, giving up another 2 runs. Not to mention, I think they're going to limit the arms they actually do use here today, so I do not like the position here today for the Braves bullpen. On the other side, we got the left-handed pitcher Anthony Kay on the mound for the White Sox. Continues to be a decent pitcher overall. We'll have like a blow-up start or 2 in a row, but he's been decent of late since the All-Star break. Still has an ERA below 3. Whip is sitting at 120. Today, he's going to be seeing a Braves lineup loaded with left-handed bats. Anthony Kay, left-handed pitcher, has very good splits versus lefties. Not to mention, this Braves team has been playing, we talked about it at the top, they've been playing terrible offensively. Looking at the pitch mix breakdown here today for Anthony Kay versus this Braves team, he does have a high hard hit rate. He is prone to giving up the home run. I could possibly see like a Ronald Acuna taking him yard, but my overall breakdown, I see him having a quality start, going about 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. Before we get to the White Sox bullpen, their attacks coming into it. I see the arms coming out this White Sox bullpen here today, giving up another 2, possibly 3 runs. This game is out in Chicago. As far as the weather side goes, it's a bit more on the pitcher friendly side. 4 to 5 mile per hour winds blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. The odds makers have this game as a dead even pick'em spot right now. -108, -108. And I like the Chicago White Sox here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I really like that over 8.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Murakami of the White Sox to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Mariners in Milwaukee taking on the Brewers. We got George Kirby on the mound for the Mariners. We got Robert Gasser on the mound for the Brewers. Alright, getting into this one here, we got George Kirby on the mound for the Mariners. Before the All-Star break, had a stretch of games where he was really struggling, but in his last few starts, he's gotten back on track. ERA sitting at 3.10 through his last 5 starts, but I'm looking at the underlying numbers with him. The Sierra super high, the XFIF super high, the hard hit high as well. Can struggle with the command at times. Really struggles with left-handed bats. Seeing a Brewers lineup here today stacked with lefties. Not to mention the Brewers are a top 5 offense versus right-handed pitching. Looking at the pitch mix breakdown here today for George Kirby versus this lineup, I can see him struggling a bit. The fastball is only sitting at 96, 97. Does throw a good slider as well, but here today, I see this Brewers team being able to get to him. Yesterday, Logan Gilbert was able to hold him in check, but they were able to get to the bullpen arms once again. Looking at the breakdown here today for Gilbert, I see him going 6 innings, giving up 2, possibly 3 runs before we get to the Mariners bullpen. They're the X factor once again for me in this game. I see the arms coming out this mediocre Mariners bullpen coming in this game, giving up another 2, possibly 3 runs. On the other side, we got the left-handed pitcher Robert Gasser on the mound. In the month of August, he's made 3 starts. He has a 3.90 ERA in those games, through those 3 games. Here today, I'm looking at the matchup form. He's going to be seeing a Mariners lineup, bottom 10 offense versus left-handed pitching, bottom 10 offense overall. Yesterday, they put up 7 runs in that game. Looking at the last 2-month trends with this Mariners offense, that's terrible. Usually when they put up 5 or more runs in a game, they usually do nothing offensively the next game. I hate to look at trends like that, but looking at this Mariners team offensively, trying to get a read on them, I did pick up on that. Here today for Robert Gasser, who throws a really good fastball slider combo, I can see him having success against this Mariners team. Not to mention, this is a top 5 offense when it comes to striking out. He does have decent strikeout stuff. Not to mention, this Mariners bullpen's in a really good spot to come in and take over from him from the 5th, 6th inning on. I do like the back end of this Mariners bullpen to come in today, possibly give up another run, but shut down this Mariners lineup offensively overall when they come into it. This game is out in Milwaukee in the Dome, so no weather to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Brewers are the betting off favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 8. I do like the under 8 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Contreras of the Brewers for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Athletics in Kansas City taking on the Royals. We got Gage Jump on the mound for the Athletics. We got Randy Dobnak on the mound for the Royals. Alright, getting into this game here, we got the young left-handed pitcher Gage Jump on the mound for the Athletics. He's looked really good at points, but has had a few blow-up starts. Looking at the numbers don't look impressive, but he's pitching in that very hitter-friendly ballpark in Sacramento. On the road this year, he's been really strong. He has an ERA sitting at 2.70 in his road starts this year, whip sitting at 1.10. He does have very good strikeout stuff, throws the elite fastball, the velocity, it's elite velocity on the fastball, I should say. It's sitting at 100 miles per hour, throws a really good slider as well. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Royals lineup, bottom 15 offense versus left-handed pitching. Jack Caglione got hurt in yesterday's game, so he's not going to be in the lineup here today. But looking at the matchup for Gage Jump against this Royals team, like I said, Gage Jump got elite strikeout stuff. That's going to work in his favor against the Royals team, top 10 in the majors when it comes to striking out. I'm expecting Gage Jump to have a quality start here today. Go about 6, maybe 7 innings where he gives up 2 runs. Before we get to the X factor in this game, it's going to be the Athletics bullpen. I hate to sound like a broken record, but they come into these games and just give up a bunch of runs. They've been playing well these last 2 games here today, but coming into this game here today, though, I don't like the arms available for the Athletics. I see the arms coming out the pen in this game, giving up another 3, possibly 4 runs. On the other side, we got Randy Dobnak. He started off looking really strong when they put him into the starting rotation, but he's gotten hit up in his last few starts. The hard hit rate's really been going up. He is a ground ball pitcher with decent strikeout stuff. He's going to be seeing an Athletics lineup here today. I mean, Dobnak is not necessarily struggling with either side of the plate. It's really coming down to the hard hit rate. He's been struggling, in my opinion, with teams that have very high slugging numbers versus right-handed pitching. That's not this Athletics lineup. I can see Dobnak coming out here today having a really good game, going about 6 innings, giving up a run before we get to the Athletics bullpen. They're in a terrible, the Royals bullpen, they're in a terrible spot here today. I see the arms coming out, this terrible Athletics, I don't know why I keep saying that. This terrible, both of the bullpens are going to do the same thing. They're going to come in and give up 4 to 5 runs. So we got that down. Looking at the weather in this game, it's going to be a bit more on the pitcher friendly side as far as the weather goes. We have like about 6 to 7 mile per hour winds blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Ballpark Pal does have this game rated with a plus 18 home run percentage, but that's really down to the bullpens and the pitching here. Let's get to the picks. The Royals are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the over 8.5 total runs in this game. For the player prop, I'm taking Bobby Witt Jr. of the Royals for 2 total bases today. Next game up, we got the Yankees in Baltimore taking on the Orioles. We got Garrett Cole on the mound for the Yankees. We got Kyle Bradish on the mound for the Orioles. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Garrett Cole on the mound for the Yankees. He's been really good this season for New York. In the month of August, though, he's really gotten into form. Pitched a combined 20 innings up to this point, only giving up 4 runs in that span. Here today, he's going to be seeing an Orioles lineup. Continues to be right in the middle of the pack ranking-wise versus right-handed pitching. In yesterday's game, they struggled to get to Will Warren. Here today for Garrett Cole, a guy with much better strikeout stuff than Warren. I can see that one being a huge problem for the Orioles lineup. This team does strike out a lot. Not to mention, Garrett Cole has a really low walk rate. The big knock on Garrett Cole this season has been the hard hit rate. He is prone to giving up a home run or 2 in his starts. The same breakdown that we gave for Will Warren, I'm giving for Cole. Just pitch around Pete Alonso, you could go out there, have a really good game. My overall breakdown for Garrett Cole, he goes about 6, possibly 7 innings. The Yankees are going to need him to go as deep as possible in this game. Their bullpen is incredibly taxed here today. Like I said, my overall breakdown for Garrett Cole, he goes 6, possibly 7 innings, giving up a run. Before we get to the X factor for me in this one, it's going to be the Yankees bullpen. The arms are incredibly taxed coming into it. Not to mention, this is the last game of the series. They got to hit the road tomorrow, start up a new series. I think they're going to be really reserved on the arms they use here today. I do see the arms coming out the bullpen here for the Yankees today, giving up another 2, possibly 3 runs. On the other side, we got Kyle Bradish on the mound. This guy's having a really good season this year. In the month of August, he's kept up that pace. He's going to be seeing a Yankees lineup here today. In the last 2 weeks, they're a bottom 10 offense overall. They've been able to win a bunch of games recently, but it's really been because of their pitching. They're winning a lot of low-scoring games recently. Looking at the pitch mix breakdown for Kyle Bradish, he matches up very well against this Yankees lineup. Saw this team earlier this season as well. In that game, he pitched 6 innings, only gave up a run. In this game here today, at home for Bradish, where he has very good numbers this season, I could see him coming out having a quality start, going about 6 innings, giving up 2 runs before we get to the Orioles bullpen. They're in a really good spot here today. I see the arms coming in the game for the O's, giving up another run themselves, but nothing too crazy. Looking at the weather in this one, a bit more on the pitcher for, now it's really neutral in my opinion. You got like 3 to 4 mile per hour winds blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Over 85 degrees, so I don't really see those small winds affecting anything. The Yankees are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I like the home dogs in this spot. Give me the Baltimore Orioles on the money line. The game total set at 8. I do like the under 8 total runs in this game. For the player prop, I'm taking Pete Alonso of the Orioles to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Nationals in Texas taking on the Rangers. We got Andrew Alvarez on the mound for the Nats. We got Jacob deGrom on the mound for the Rangers. Alright, getting into this game here, we got the left-handed pitcher Andrew Alvarez on the mound for the Nationals. This guy's looked really impressive in his first full season this year. In his last 3 starts here in the month of July, he's made up to this point. He's pitched 18 innings, has a 2.60 ERA in that span. The hard hit rate sitting at 33%. Really doesn't strike too many batters out, but does have a really good walk rate. Doesn't walk a bunch of batters either. Here today, the first thing I'm paying attention to for Andrew Alvarez, he's going to be seeing a Rangers lineup with 6 to 7 left-handed bats in the lineup. Despite being a lefty, he has reverse splits. He struggles with left-handed bats, has better numbers versus right-handed bats. So I can't see this Rangers lineup getting to him here today. He is a lower velocity pitcher, pitches for a lot of contact. My overall breakdown for Alvarez, he goes 5 innings, gives up 2 to 3 runs. Before we get to the Nationals bullpen, they're rested coming into it here today, but I do see the arms coming out this bullpen once again, giving up another run or 2. On the other side, we got Jacob deGrom on the mound. DeGrom's been really struggling since the All-Star break, getting hit up in his last few innings, in his last 2 starts. In his last 10 innings, he's given up 10 runs overall. Here today, I'm paying attention to the hard hit rate. It's sitting at 44% since the All-Star break as well. The one thing that's going to work in DeGrom's favor here today, a right-handed pitcher with reverse splits, just like what we were talking about with Alvarez. Despite being a righty, DeGrom has better numbers versus left-handed bats. He's going to be seeing a Nationals lineup with 7 lefties in the lineup here today. Not to mention, this team's been very mediocre in the last 2 weeks versus right-handed pitching. Jacob deGrom still has elite strikeout stuff. This Nationals team is prone to striking out. I could see deGrom having a really good bounce back start here today, where he goes about 6, possibly 7 innings, where he gives up a run or 2. Before we get to the Rangers bullpen, they've been playing very shaky in the last 2 weeks, but they're rested coming into it. I like the arms available for them late. I see the arms coming out this Rangers bullpen, coming in this game here today, shutting down this Nationals lineup. This game is out in Texas in the Dome, so no whether to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Rangers are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the run line. The game total set at 7.5. I like the under 7.5 total runs. I got this a 5-2 game for the Rangers here today. For the player prop, I'm taking Corey Seager of the Rangers for 2 total bases today. Alright, final game of the day. We got the Angels in Houston taking on the Astros. We got Grayson Rodriguez on the mound for the Angels. We got Peter Lambert on the mound for the Astros. Alright, getting into this game here, it's the clearest game on the schedule in my opinion. There's a clear pitching advantage, clear offensive advantage, clear bullpen advantage. In this game, we got Grayson Rodriguez on the mound for the Angels. This guy's been terrible all season. In the month of August, he's made 3 starts, pitched 14 innings, giving up 10 runs in that span. The hard hit rate sitting at 48%. Terrible strikeout to walk ratio. Not to mention, he's a one-pitch pitcher. Goes out there and throws the fastball primarily. Here today, he's going to be seeing an Astros lineup in the last 2 weeks versus righties and lefties combined. They're a top 10 offense. Not to mention, this team has very high slugging numbers versus right-handed pitching. My overall breakdown for Rodriguez here today, I see him getting hit up. I see him going about 4 innings, giving up 3 runs. Before we get to the Angels bullpen, they're in a decent spot. They've been playing decent overall recently as well, but they're going to have to pick up a bulk of the innings in this game. I see the arms coming out the pen, giving up another 2, possibly 3 runs. On the other side, we got Peter Lambert on the mound for the Astros. This guy's been Houston's best pitcher this season. Really underrated year, to be completely honest with you, when you look at all of his numbers. In this game here today, he's going to be seeing an Angels lineup, primarily right-handed bats. He has very good splits versus righties. Not to mention, this Angels lineup, they're very impatient. They get a lot of swing and miss. I could see Peter Lambert coming out here today, having a really good game. The fastball sitting around 97, 98 miles per hour. I could see him going about 6 innings, giving up a run, possibly 2, maybe if he gives up a home run, but overall, I see him having a good outing. I like the Astros bullpen as well. I see the arms coming out the pen here today, shutting down this Angels lineup. This game is in Houston in the Dome, so no whether to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Astros are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the run line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the over 8.5 total runs in this game. For the player prop, I'm taking Jordan Alvarez of the Astros to hit a home run today. Alrighty guys, before we get up out of here, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. Yesterday our ladder play came through for us to pay out $44.23, so today we'll be wagering that $44.23 on the Milwaukee Brewers on the money line. We're getting them at -120. This is our ladder play of the day. Next up, we have a 2-leg home run parlay we're going to be playing here today. We're going to start it off with Junior Caminero of the Tampa Bay Rays, and we wrap up the parlay with Murakami of the Chicago White Sox, a $10 2-leg home run parlay. Next up, we have a 3-leg parlay we're going to be playing here today. All money line picks. We're going to start it off with the St. Louis Cardinals on the money line. We're then going to play the Cleveland Guardians on the money line, and we wrap up the parlay with the Chicago White Sox on the money line. And our final bit of the day will be another 3-leg parlay. This time we're going to start it off with the Royals on the money line. We're then going to play the Texas Rangers on the run line, and we wrap up the parlay with that Angels Astros game total to go over 8.5 total runs. Alrighty guys, before we get up out of here, I just want to send my salutes out to you all. It's Thursday, we're almost there. You guys know I appreciate you all. I respect you all. Hope you all win some money here today, and I'm going to catch you on the next one.